Coming up on Network Africa, judges at the International Criminal Court ordered the release of Pierre Bemba, whose war crimes conviction was overturned on appeal last week. DR Congo President Joseph Kabila says he will not seek a third term in office. And the Italian Coast Guard recovers 2 bodies of migrants who died in the Mediterranean Sea. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Temitope Fagbemi. Judges at the International Criminal Court have ordered the release from detention of the former Vice President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Pierre Bemba, after his conviction on war crimes charges was overturned last week. This has been met with various reactions, especially from victims of the warlord, who described the decision to free him as tragic and humiliating.
Eric Yamazamba, a victim of former DRC Vice President Jean-Pierre Bemba's militia, says he is heartbroken that justice has been denied to his brother, who was killed by rebels in the Central African Republic.
For me, Bemba's acquittal is tragic. It's really disheartening. It's a real loss. Bemba committed various crimes. He killed, looted and plundered from us. These crimes have been happening in the Central African Republic for decades, and we're still suffering. Bemba's acquittal is humiliating to us. We feel humiliated by the international community. The international justice has failed us.
55-year-old Bemba has been in the ICC detention center since his arrest in 2008. The Democratic Republic of Congo opposition leader was convicted in 2016 of crimes against humanity and sentenced to 18 years in prison. But that conviction was overturned on appeal last Friday in a major setback for prosecutors. Appeals judges say they could not pin responsibility on Bemba for the killing and raping of civilians by soldiers under his command. Bemba was one of only 4 people convicted by the Permanent War Crimes Court in its 16 years of operation, and the highest ranking among them. He had been convicted of murder, rape, and series of actions by fighters he sent to the Central African Republic to back the CAR's then president, Ange Philippe Betasse. Upon release, the former DR Congo vice president is expected to leave the Netherlands for neighboring Belgium, where his wife and 5 children live.
Meanwhile, DR Congo's Prime Minister Bruno Tshibala has affirmed that the current President Joseph Kabila will not be running for a third term in office, as the Constitution limits him. Mr. Tshibala's comments follow indications that the President, who succeeded his assassinated father Laurent Kabila in 2001, is prepared to run again in the December elections. The Prime Minister also insisted that the elections scheduled to hold on December the 23rd will not be changed. Mr. Tshibala adds that President Kabila will attend an African leaders meeting next week in Luanda to convey the message that DR Congo will respect its commitment in holding the elections. So let's get more on this story from Professor Victor Ariole, a professor of French and Francophone African Studies at the University of Lagos. Thanks for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, what do you make of the announcement from the Prime Minister that President Joseph Kabila will not seek a third term in the upcoming December elections?
I greatly doubt the Prime Minister, knowing very well that he is not the correct spokesperson of the President, and knowing what the people in Kinshasa, who are mostly followers of Tshisekedi and the current release Bemba, are going to do, it seems it's just a proactive measure to reduce the tension that could possibly come out. But I doubt if really this man known as is really serious about the election.
Well, if you say he's not the spokesperson of the president, so who do you think can speak for the president?
Well, as you know, what's happening in Congo DR is like a stateless country. We just have a facade of states, and we call it CD, but definitely people are really working on Congo DR beyond what goes on in Congo DR. The president has supporters outside Congo DR, and the human beings in Congo DR are highly depleted in terms of empowerment and education, that they don't seem to be part of the democratic process in the Congo Democratic. That's my own experience and my own observation of what goes on in Congo Democratic Republic.
Now, talking about the elections, which the Prime Minister insists will hold in December, is the DRC actually prepared to hold free, fair and credible elections?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not, I don't see it that way. How I wish they could start holding elections that have something to do with small units, like Kinshasa, for example, trying to elect the mayor of Kinshasa or some governance structure in Kinshasa before ever thinking of the whole scale of Congo Democratic Republic. We will see some seriousness in that. But as it is, it's just a shamble. Even if it holds, I don't see it a serious issue at all.